these Fenders are timeless, these old Fenders, especially from the 60s and earlier when they're all hand-wired and, you know, the point-to-point hand-wired. It's a different era, you know, like classic cars. Super Reverb is always that combination of, usually I think around 50 watts is what most of them were rated at. So you got that breakup point where it will break up, but you get a lot of headroom. But also you got the stock speakers in here, which are the Jensen Special designs, which, you know, they worked really well with it. That's why they paired them for so long. The old Twins and the Marshalls, which I also really like, vintage Marshalls, they had a lot in common. I mean, I've always been told that, you know, a Dumble amp, for instance, is really a hot-rodded Fender for all practical purposes, and the Marshall, early Jim Marshall amps were really just their chance to, or their attempt, I should say, at modeling a high-powered Fender amp for the British market. So I think that's a sound that everybody goes for. So this particular instrument is my own signature model. A company called Gurman, a builder named Gurman, Perry Gurman out of Indiana, builds these for me. We designed it together. This is a lap steel guitar, although I sometimes wear it like a regular guitar in a concert situation. People who've been familiar with lap steels for a long time, I mean, it goes way back to Hawaiian music. So what we wanted to do here with this guitar, and what I wanted to achieve, was a guitar I could wear if I wanted and play it guitar style, but also one with double pickups. They don't always have doubles. Some newer ones do, but a lot of the old ones were strictly a bridge pickup. The old Oahu's, Magnetones, all that early Rickenbackers, you know, even I got old vintage Gibsons, all single. When you get into that neck, it's just like on a Les Paul or anything else. You're going to go to a completely different zone. So the blend of the two, or one or the other, is really great. So that's what we set out to do with this guitar, was make a real playable guitar that would be good in the studio and good live. And so, you know, going back to the Hawaiian roots, which I played in my very early days, traditional Hawaiian, rolling back this up. You could even do it on this tuning, like. So that's Hawaiian, and then of course, somewhere along the line, people figured out just crank it up, and you know. With a lap steel, you could play country stuff like. With a little edge. I'm originally from Detroit, and in the Detroit area there I grew up playing blues, and then kind of made the transition into lap steel from regular bottleneck, and then from lap steel to pedals. It's sort of a natural transition, you know. So I think that that's what it is. Blues originally, I mean, country music today is certainly a lot different from the early country, but the country like Merle Haggard and people like that, they drew from Jimmy Rogers and a lot of the old Dust Bowl era, even guys like Woody Guthrie. It's sort of country had its roots in blues at one time. And so I think it's a natural transition. I'm a big fan of, like, who isn't, of Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page used pedal steel and lap steel on a lot of records. The early Zeppelin stuff, I mean, you listen like Dazed and Confused, it's like. I'm not going to try to sing Robert Plant's part, but anyway, yeah, and then you go back here to this pickup with the neck, and all of a sudden you're like, so it takes you into a whole different place, and then in between you can blend the two. But I think when you get on this real edgy one, you're playing like that. Like I said, Thorogood stuff, even, you know. Combine some harmonics. Get into some of the Les Paul trick. That gives you a little overview of it. And of course I'm using a little breakup here to help that amp. But the amps, I'd say it's about 50% breakup from the amp, 50% from this little J Rocket Blue Note.